Some people who live near us tend to be much more financially stable than we can ever be. Their expensive things will make you gasp and stare in amazement. Their standards and taste will make you drop your jaw, will make you question your existence. Yes, we're talking about billionaires, and if you think about it, there's a lot to talk about. A recent study found that the average billionaire only has 1% of his earnings and savings in the form of cash. That means it wouldn't be strange for a billionaire like Jeff Bezos to only have a few $1,000s in his bank account after using his credit card. Where do billionaires put their money? Why don't billionaires just keep their money in banks or in cash like everyone else does? This is because doing so would make them very visible to the police and the government. Why is that a bad thing? That means that they will have to answer for every single penny in their bank account. They'll have to pay taxes and explain where the money came from to the government. Not only that, but you have to put your money in more than one place if you want to be successful. It's also very important to keep it in pieces in a different field. Look at how many billionaires there are in the world. Do you think Bill Gates only put money into one company? Do you think that all of Jeff Bezos' money is all in one place? And do you really think that the only thing that makes Elon Musk so rich is Tesla? Life is unpredictable, but that goes without saying. If you put all of your money into just one business and then something bad happens and you lose a lot of money, all of your investments will have been for nothing. On the other hand, you have a better chance of being successful if you put smaller amounts of money into more than one business. How? For instance, if you put money into a business and after a while it loses a lot of money, how do you think the money you put in will be used? You will lose it all, that's right. On the other hand, if you put relatively small amounts of money into different businesses and have your finances in order, scattered threats, like a business that isn't doing well or a currency's value going up and down, will hurt you much less than a single accident. First of all, should it even be a surprise? Bank. They put it in a bank, but it's not the same bank we use. How? Think about it. Your bank account might have a few thousand extra dollars, or it might have $1 million. On the other hand, even though we said that the average billionaire only keeps 1% of his earnings in liquid assets, this still means that their bank account is as full as it can be without drawing unwanted or negative attention. That could make them responsible for every penny they have. This is why banks offer special services to serve and please their very wealthy and important customers. For example, they have a private wealth division for their rich clients who have a net worth that will blow your mind. They are known as HNW clients. These high net worth clients deal with millions of dollars and need extra security and privacy to stay away from the law and bad attention. There are also some benefits to being a high net worth client. The perks might not matter to them, but they mean a lot to us as regular people. For example, if you're a high net worth client who needs a private wealth division, you'll have your own cashier, a manager to handle your business, and a few other cool perks. You won't have to pay for things like wire transfers or cashier's checks. Now, this might not seem very appealing to a billionaire, but for people like us who aren't filthy rich, these little perks seem pretty awesome and appealing. So the bank might be a good place for millionaires to keep their money, but there's a limit to how much you can put in your account without drawing too much attention to yourself. People will start to wonder why you keep adding and taking out large amounts of money, which could get you in trouble with the law. So putting your money in the bank isn't always the best thing to do. What might be a good alternative? Let's look at where a few billionaires keep their money so we can get a better idea of what's going on. Jeff Bezos. The first billionaire we will talk about where he keeps his money is none other than Jeff Bezos. How do you feel? Where does he keep his money? No? Not in his bank account. Well, not everything. The guy puts a regular and reasonable amount of money in his bank account. But he is also one of the richest people on the planet. How can he be the richest person in the world and still have a few $1,000s in his bank account? He put his money into different things and keeps pushing himself to the limit. For example, the business magnate owns 3% of Business Insider, which is a very popular website. Don't be surprised if Business Insider comes up in your Google search results and suggestions. This website is very well known, and it tells stories from around the world about technology, finance, markets, media, healthcare, and strategy. To make a long story short, Business Insider talks about everything. On top of that, Jeff Bezos, who is one of the richest people in the world, owns 3% of Unity Biotech. Business Insider is also a very important and strong shareholder in Unity Biotech. For those who don't know, Unity Biotech is a well-known and helpful research company that focuses on making anti-aging medicines and treatments. It also does research on how to fight the effects of aging neighborhoods and how the human body is built. Because Bezos is such a big shareholder, some people even think that he might be putting money into it to get closer and closer to being immortal. It's not surprising as the fact that Jeff Bezos is a shareholder in something that is surprisingly funny and relaxing. Can you come up with it? So let's help you out. When you've had a long day and are tired and want to take a long relaxing bath, where are you trying to treat yourself the most? Which thing do you look for first? Yes, those are fancy candles. One of the richest people in the world is a proud owner of shares in Glassy Baby. The guy doesn't make candles. Instead, he makes the fancy little glasses into which the candle wax is poured and cooled. Also, we can't forget that Jeff Bezos owns an Airbnb, which cost $112 million. See, the guy might only have a few $1,000s in his bank account, but that doesn't mean he isn't filthy rich. He has a lot of Airbnbs and is investing in research to fight aging and get closer to being immortal. Jeff Bezos also owns a very large number of shares in Uber. The market value of Uber is a lot, but we can't forget that Jeff Bezos put $37 million into it, and that it will make him money even after he dies. Hey, it's enough for his kids to live on. Bill Gates. Now let's talk about our next billionaire who is very rich and very smart. We are talking about Bill Gates. One difference between Bill Gates and other billionaires is that other billionaires put their money into business and research. On the other hand, through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates put money into businesses, research, companies, and other things. Now everyone knows that Gates isn't that fancy and likes to be a regular guy. But when people heard that his Berkshire Hathaway shares were worth $50 million, they couldn't help but gasp and drop their jaws. So it goes without saying that this investment was a big surprise and a big deal. But the next big investment Bill Gates makes might surprise you. He invests his money in trash. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those green trucks you might see in your neighborhood in the morning or evening have something to do with one of the richest people in the world. Electricity is how clean water is made. It will spread to every part of the world that needs it because it makes money every day. But to be honest, this investment might seem a little strange, but it is very impressive. Instead of investing in things that are too expensive for the average guy with a 9-to-5 job, people can invest in services that are more accessible to the average guy and other consumers. The more it fits into your daily life and is easy to talk to, the more successful it will be. Bill Gates broke this code, and he also owns shares in waste management truck business that are worth $18.6 million. It is worth about $2.1 billion on the market as a whole. So it would be very wrong to say that Bill Gates made the wrong choice. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is our next billionaire. He doesn't believe in putting his money in the bank and is very creative when it comes to taking care of his money. Even if trolls make fun of the guy who started Facebook, that doesn't change the fact that he is worth $116.1 billion. Where does he keep his money though? It seems that the god of Facebook likes to invest in real estate. Everyone knows that real estate market can change a lot from time to time. Still, it's never a bad idea to put money into real estate, especially when you make as much as Zuckerberg does. And you want to stay off the authorities' radar and avoid getting too much attention or paying too much tax. Zuckerberg owns a home in Hawaii worth $100 million and a home in Lake Tahoe worth $59 million. This guy has put his money into real estate investments all over the United States, except for Hawaii and Lake Tahoe. When he wants to put money into real estate, Silicon Valley is one of his favorite places to do so. Mark Zuckerberg isn't the only billionaire and is known for making choices and decisions without much thought. Jeff Bezos is a big fan of real estate investments too. He is the 25th largest landowner in the world because of this. So, billionaires try to keep their money spread out as much as possible by putting it into different businesses, real estate properties, and other projects. So it is harder to find or suffer a loss that could put you out of business. To recap, we talked about where billionaires keep their money safe today. And the answer is everywhere, to be honest. If you have the same amount of money, where will you hide it? Let us know in the comments. If you liked and enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more insightful videos, get notified by clicking the bell button below. From the high-end stories of today, this has been Modern Luxury. As always, we look forward to seeing you again in one of our videos. Thanks for watching.